We are talking about DC, the 2005 question series, miniseries authored by Rick Veitch, which reimagines the character as a self-taught urban shaman whose brutal and at times lethal treatment of his enemies now arises from a warrior ethos rather than objectivist philosophy. The question walks in two worlds when sent into visionary trances by his Rodor's gas, now retconned as a hallucinogen. In these trances, cities speak to him through visual coincidences and overheard snatches of street conversation. Regarding himself as a spiritual warrior, he is now comfortable killing his enemies when this seems useful and poetically just. He uses his skills and his alternative moral code first to detect and then to foil a plot by Lex Luthor, which I won't ruin for you, using chi energy, but to prevent his... we know that the question is a.k.a. Vic Sage, and in this story he is revealed to have a lifelong infatuation with fellow journalist Lois Lane, which he does not ever divulge to her. And Superman accepts the question's visionary drug use and expresses gratitude for his assistance, but forces him to leave the city after several unheeded warnings about killing, and also after noticing Sage's crush.
Excelsior!
So, that's my summation.
Yeah.
This is definitely not the question that I remember.
I have to say, it was a read. I dove in, and when you say he sometimes is lethal, he was lethal all the time. That dude was like, I'm like, why is he killing everybody? He broke it, and also I have to say, when they're hiding from Superman in Metropolis, everybody's using the bathroom. How smart is that? That is just like, everybody's like, yeah, we got to hide from Superman. Where are we going to do that? Oh, let's go to the bathroom. He's too much of a Boy Scout to check us out while we're in the bathroom. I'm like, that.
Yeah, and they
kind
throw
of genius.
everything. There's like a network underneath the toilets where you can throw money,
Yeah,
pass drugs back and forth, I guess.
Yeah, it's a whole like system. I'm like, that is genius.
And I don't think I've ever heard of the bad guys, the Subterraneans, before.
No, I don't remember them at all. That was the first at all I've heard of them.
And I thought it was really interesting the way they were doing the hallucinogens and how he was walking in two worlds. And because he doesn't really have superpowers per se, but apparently he can fuck with your head.
Yeah, it seems like he makes you believe you're seeing something you're not, or he's someone he's not.
Well, so
that was the difficult part for me to understand what was going on there.
Yeah, it was a little hard for me to grasp what was going on. I'm not familiar with the character, but I got good enough of a gist of it. But I absolutely loved it how, Superman, you never see his face until the very end. The artwork totally changes, and he becomes more clearer once the menace is sort of gone.
Right. Yeah. Which was really creative in the way that the artist did that as well.
Exactly.
I enjoyed the art. I really enjoyed the storyline.
It's a very mature read.
Yeah, it is a mature read. It's you have to sit down and read it. You can't go flipping pages in this one.
Yeah, this one.
But the mystery of like where the question was figuring it out, and then Lois was figuring it out, and how Lex was there, but he didn't seem like the main evil figure.
No,
it was more of the guy under him.
I mean, he had some contribution, but yeah, really it was what was that guy's name? I can't even remember. But between him and they betrayed their own people again, which is so Lex. It was very true to what I would think would happen in Lex's organization.
Yeah, because the girl that had that connected with the chi, which was fueling the science spire, which Lex was building. They just threw her over the side of the building.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was fucked up when she's falling and
Oh yeah.
he says, I can see her. She's not flailing. She's waving.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was messed up.
Yeah. I would not have your kids sit down to read it.
No, but this was great.
Not
adult,
sexually.
and
Yeah.
I don't think I think this is the first time they really mixed mysticism with this character. And I thought I thought they were pretty successful at it. I was surprised, at how much I enjoyed this. I know this was my choice, but I don't think this was the question series that I was remembering.
I was surprised it was only a 6-issue volume, like, because it's volume 2 of the question, and I was like, oh, why didn't this go on? Because volume 1 had gone on for like, I don't know, 30 some odd issues at least.
Well, what I had just read, this was set up to be a miniseries, at least.
Oh, was it from the beginning? Okay.
Correct. Yeah. I don't know. I was waiting for a Leo. What the fuck?
I gave you a what the fuck.
What the fuck? The art is incredible, though. Like the different stuff that pops and what you're made to look at.
Yeah, and the contrast of, like, sometimes it was super detailed and sometimes it was more rough.
Yeah,
and
like
mixing
this
the
right
two in one image was really cool.
It almost makes Superman look like evil in a way, kind of like an overseer. Which I was kind of surprised with how much Superman did put up with the killing. Like,
but there was never any bodies found, so he couldn't really prove it. It was only what people told him.
Yeah.
And I think that image over Superman is to show that, he doesn't see everything. There's a haze that he can't, know what's going on, obviously, with the subterraneans and what the question is going after.
Well, even Lois asked Clark, can you see Chi?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, you get this where you almost never seeing his face this here. It's even far away. To me, it has like a Christopher Reeve vibe, even when he comes into more clarity. Yeah, absolutely love that.
I felt that they were going for that as well. But yeah.
So none of these characters are familiar to you guys? The villains?
No.
It seemed like a cool villain. I was the main guy. Yeah.
No, he was like, I'm totally unfamiliar with Psychopop.
His mask kept on reminding me of the guy from what was it? Is it Civil War? Captain America.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, great art, great writing. I would definitely recommend it to people. Definitely not a first-time reader. You have to be vested in this character.
Yeah, somebody's got to come up to you and be like, "Hey, I'm looking for something just different and something that is gonna take me out." This you're gonna have to sit down and really focus.
Yeah, because the early question stuff was Charlton Comics, created by Steve Ditko, and eventually DC took on the character.
Carrie says, "I really like the art for this." Thank you, Carrie. Oh, not I didn't. I didn't.
Leo did it.
Yeah, it's definitely a trippy book.
Yes,
it's a trippy book.
I don't want to spoil it, so I won't go further into the book here, but definitely.
I did think it was funny how they kept pushing this thing like that. Him and Lois Lane, did they not? Was it?
Right. Did her and Vic Sage fool around at one point?
Yeah.
Carrie says the changing of the palettes seemed to have a real-time world, seem very natural, very spring afternoon, which makes the others a strict silhouettes much harsher than they could have been forced to be if it's an all-around darker theme.
Goddamn
Oh.
writers.
Carrie would really get along with Heather. They would be good friends. Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah.
Oh man. So yeah, so that it's a great story. We don't want to ruin the ending. Superman is definitely he's not a main component of the story. He's
no,
more.
no.
Matter of fact, we don't even see
it's
him
in
till
my-
what, the fourth episode, the fourth issue, I think.
I think so. And you get brief, like 1 or 2 pages with him.
Yeah.
And it's
So-
just pretty much to come in and tell Vic, chill it out.
Yeah. Calm down in my city.
Yeah.
But I also thought it was interesting the way the Subterraneans found ways to keep Superman away.
Oh yeah, they were keeping him busy all over the planet while they were pulling off their heists and stuff.
Yeah, I thought that was fairly
Totally
creative.
unaware of the question being even involved.
Yeah, absolutely. So if I had to rate this faceless masks, I'm gonna rate it 4 1/4 faceless masks because I really enjoyed it.
Faceless masks. Okay. 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 Jar Jar.
I'm gonna go with a solid 4. Solid 4. Definitely a tougher read than normal. A good read. I feel a bit more educated in the world of comics now. I've never read a question story before, so that was a total new door open for me.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm gonna copy you, Jar Jar. I'm gonna go with a even 4 as well. And faceless masks, so 4 faceless masks. It was definitely a hard read. It's definitely an adult read, but once you get through it, it's very enjoyable. And I just love the, Superman is a plot point. He's not a main point of the story like you mentioned earlier. And yeah, just some really screwed up things that happen in the book that just make you think like, what the hell, It's but I enjoyed it.
Yeah. There's definitely Deadpool or Bullseye-esque style beating the shit out of people.
Yeah, he was
All
kind of
throughout
an
the comic,
assassin.
not like once.
Yeah, each issue had at least one set of bad guys getting their asses handed to them, either killed or just like.
Well, you also had that one in the very first issue. Now, I didn't reread it for this week. I'm trying to remember. So it's been 2 weeks now, and I apologize for missing last week. But that first fight, so he was doing the fight in the chi, and he was just chasing the guy in the real world.
Mm-hmm.
Was I reading? I mean, that's what was happening, right?
Yeah,
That's what I remember.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. I thought
Like they were doing battle inside of the chi as the you're talking about where he first faced Pop.
Yeah.
What was that name again?
Psycho
Rich?
Pump.
Psycho
Pump.
Yep.
POMP for some reason.
POMMP.
Psycho Pump.
So if you get a chance to check out the edits of these on YouTube, and you're probably watching that right now because I'm talking about it. But when we do our reviews now, I do a cut and then I do a star rating based on what you say. And so like faceless mask, I'll find an image of the faceless mask and put it up there with
Nice.
the stars. So
Very cool.
yeah, I'm enjoying it. So that will happen once this goes up. And yeah, anything else, gentlemen?
No,
I think that's all for this week.
Pretty thorough with the news this week, and yeah, that's the question. We got a deep dive with Jar Jar and He-Man and the Masters of the Universe and Eternia, and we had our Toy Man here for a while before he had to bump out. And yeah, looks like we got another show in the can, boys.
We do. Well, we'll wrap things up. I want to thank everybody for watching this fine evening. For me, just Google Leo Pond. You find a bunch of stuff. Could be true, could be not. I'm not going to say which is which, but I run the Dorkening Podcast Network. We got a lot of awesome shows on the network, a lot of awesome people doing a lot of awesome stuff. Head on over to thedorkening.com and you can find all the latest episodes there. And check out Splash Pages on YouTube. I've been working really hard on building that up. I'm trying to take all our old material and get everything up there along with all the new stuff. So you're finding shorts and clips and everything, a lot of cool stuff. So head on over to Splash Pages on YouTube, links in the show notes. And Jar Jar.
Hey, comic book lovers, buy, sell, trade, and auction house. And check me out over on Facebook. And if you feel the need, check me out on TikTok. Once in a while, I post stuff there. And that's about it these days.
Cool beans. Velvet Joker.
It's your man, Velvet J here, and we're wrapping it up on a Tuesday, and we had a good time. You can check me out on TikTok and YouTube, Velvet Joker 1. And good night.
Love it. Catch you guys later.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, it was. Bye.